The first love letter she ever received in her life turned out to be a portrait of the entire class, all 23 people neatly labeled with their names. The letter even described the habits of each subject teacher and the personality of every classmate. But this widely known information was exactly the help Lisa needed at that moment. She had just transferred to the school but was already isolated by the whole class. The reason for transferring was to escape bullying. She thought changing environments would give her a fresh start, but when she stood on the unfamiliar podium, facing the scrutinizing gazes from below, the self-introduction she had prepared, not a single word came out, and in the eyes of her new classmates, silence meant arrogance. She was a transfer student from the capital, who looked down on country folks. Lisa became an isolated island once again, and that letter appeared at just that moment. An unknown stranger placed the entire school before her.
안녕. 우리 학교에 온 걸 환영해. 이 편지는 너에게 이곳을 소개하기 위한 거야.
On the back of the envelope was a hand-drawn map of the school, which building was the library, which path was closest to the cafeteria, which fire exit led to the rooftop, which teacher was the most cunning. The letter described everything in detail. For the first time, Lisa felt that this unfamiliar place had something to do with her. The mysterious person even wrote a second letter, but Lisa had to find it herself. The sender left a string of numbers as a clue. This help came at just the right time, and after experiencing so much malice, what unsettled Lisa the most was kindness without any reason. But that string of numbers was like a fishhook, hooking her tightly. After several searches, the clue pointed to the library. The number matched a poetry anthology of award-winning middle school students. The second letter was tucked between the pages. She turned to the borrowing card and found only one piece of information.
정호연? 이의 이름일까?
Strangely, Jack wasn't a classmate in her class, not even in her grade, and the second letter was even more detailed. The sender introduced the school support staff, the security guard, the cleaning lady. Among them, Lucy, who managed the garden, was the most easygoing. She always carried the fragrance of floral tea. She had a subordinate. It was a cat. Its name was literally subordinate. The letter also contained some practical tips. Through the dog hole in the back wall of the school, you could order noodles from the restaurant on the card. If you placed the order before 12:25 p.m., you could bring it to the rooftop before the noodles got soggy. The next day, Lisa indeed picked up the takeout at the dog hole. The delivery person casually said someone had ordered the same set meal 10 minutes earlier. Lisa couldn't help but feel a pang in her heart. She rushed to the rooftop with the lunchbox. Maybe the letter writer was waiting for her there. She pushed open the rooftop door. A boy was eating takeout. Lisa saw him finish eating and start practicing archery, so she didn't go forward to disturb him. She wasn't sure if he was the one writing the letters. At the end of the second letter was a clue to the next one. If she wanted to continue, she should water the marigolds at the witch's house after school. Lisa was wondering where the witch's house was when the teacher suddenly called on her to answer a question.
선생님이 부르셔. 네. 자, 정답은
사회 선생님은 오지선다 퀴즈를 자주 내시는데 정답은 대부분
없다입니다. 그렇지. 이거 시험에 나올 거니까 꼭 외우고. 알려줘서 고마워, 수경아.
Thanks to the portrait in the first letter, she remembered the girl's name. Anna was a little surprised and unknowingly felt some goodwill toward Lisa. From her, Lisa learned that the witch's house was the greenhouse in the back garden of the school. It had clearly been burned into ruins last year, but only a month later, the greenhouse mysteriously restored itself. Rumor had it that it was magic cast by a witch. Anna advised her not to go near it, but Lisa couldn't resist wanting to take a look. As soon as she pushed the door open, a fat cat swung down above her head, entangled in vines, hanging in midair. Its fur was exactly the same as the cat called subordinate on the card. Lisa also noticed the handwriting on the plant labels was from the same person as in the letters. He had clearly been here, and more than once. Lisa followed the labels to find the marigolds. Just as she poured the water, the gardener mentioned in the letter appeared. She took out the third letter. It was entrusted to her by Jack to deliver, but it had to be handed to the person who came to water the marigolds. Lisa held her teacup. The mystery in her heart grew deeper. The name Jack was everywhere like a ghost. While searching for the fourth letter, Lisa once again encountered the classmate practicing archery on the rooftop. His name was Tom. When Jack was mentioned, he immediately denied that they were friends. But coincidences kept happening. An abandoned bus, a clearing in the woods. Every place the letters pointed to, Tom's figure could always be seen. After several encounters, Tom finally couldn't help but advise, stop looking for the letters. Jack loved to toy with people's hearts. If you keep searching, you'll regret it sooner or later.
편지에 네 얘기가 있었어. 가장 좋아하는 친구라고. 넌 아니라고 했지만 그 앤 널 친구라고 얘기해줬어. 혹시 호연이랑 무슨 일 있었어?
Tom let out a sigh and told Lisa the story between himself and Jack. A year ago, his friend was smoking behind the greenhouse and was caught by the gardener. At that time, Tom covered for him, but Jerry, just because his parents were called, set fire to the gardener's greenhouse. That night Tom couldn't help but fight, but ended up being beaten badly instead. He hid in the woods behind the school, not knowing how to deal with this rotten friendship.
드디어 찾았다. 혼자 울고 있었던 거야?
울긴 누가 우냐?
꼭 눈물이 나와야 우는 건 아니래. 오히려 눈물이 나는 쪽이 더 편하대.
어떻게 찾은 거야?
반딧불은 만나고 싶은 사람을 찾게 해준대.
Jack guessed he hadn't eaten and handed him a box of rice balls. With one bite of food down his throat, tears suddenly flowed uncontrollably. Jack thoughtfully gave him an excuse, saying the rice balls had a tear-inducing effect.
뭐? 그런 게 어딨어?
먹고도 안 믿는 거야?
Jack said he was able to find Tom, thanks to the magic he learned from the gardener. Tom naturally didn't believe it. Later he found out. That night Jack followed the broken branches in the grass, from the school all the way to the woods, wandering in the dark mountains until late at night. Tom took the blame for the arson himself. The school punished him with a 2-week suspension. During his lowest period, Jack took him to a secret base, and took him to practice archery. He tied a ribbon to the arrow's tail, so Tom could pour all his anger and grievance into it. With one shot, it hit the bullseye, and his inner knot dissolved with the arrow. At that moment, Tom fell in love with archery. After returning to school, he joined the archery club Jack was in. His archery skills improved more and more, and his heart grew steadier. Tom felt that the reason he was able to stand up again was all because of Jack's magic. He wasn't good at expressing himself face to face, but that day he said thank you to Jack.
고마워.
But fate suddenly took a sharp turn. When summer vacation ended, Jack vanished into thin air. Rumors spread that his whole family had emigrated. Tom only heard this news from others. There was no farewell, no message. His once inseparable friend was cut off completely. Disheartened, Tom quit the archery club and never stepped into that bus again. He came today only to retrieve his leftover belongings. Lisa took out the 5th letter she had just found. Inside was a key to the archery club's locker, but the 6th letter wasn't written for her. It was written for Tom.
동순아, 이렇게 편지만 남기고 가서 미안해. 기약이 없어서 얼굴 보고 인사를 못하겠더라. 작별 인사를 하고 싶지 않았어. 언젠가 다시 만날 때까지 건강해. 너에겐 늘 고마워. 항상 내 가장 좋은 친구로 있어줘서. 너를 아끼는 친구, 호연쌤.
길지 않은 편지를 동순이는 읽고 또 읽었다. 눈물을 흘리진 않았지만 기뻐서 우는 것처럼 보였다.
Tom returned to the archery club, preparing to participate in the regional competition. Lisa finally integrated into her new class. In their free time, they searched for letters together. One of them, the 8th letter, was in the school incinerator, but inside was the midterm exam paper for 2 weeks later. And after they left, Jerry came to the incinerator frantically searching, and found the real 8th letter Jack had left in the ashes. By the time Lisa and Tom returned, the letter had already been burned by Jerry. When he threatened them to hand over the exam paper, Lisa seized the chance to record his threatening words, with both witnesses and evidence. Cheating combined with arson, multiple offenses stacked together. Jerry was ultimately expelled by the school. Lisa thought the clues had ended there, but Tom discovered from the hiding places of the letters a crucial pattern. From the desk, the library, the greenhouse, the rabbit cage, and then to the abandoned bus. The sequence of the letters exactly matched the order of his separation and first encounter with Jack. Following this logic, the final letter must be hidden in the forest where they first met. By then, it was already late. Tom lost his way in the forest. Fireflies flickered all around the woods. He suddenly remembered Jack once said, "Fireflies will lead you to the person you want to see." Guided by the glow, he found the 9th letter, but the contents froze him in place. Jack neither went abroad nor transferred schools. His childhood illness suddenly relapsed. He needed to undergo a high-risk surgery. He didn't dare to say goodbye, afraid his close friends would worry about him, even more fearful that the surgery might fail, and they would be separated forever. So he chose to disappear quietly. When he went to explain his condition to the homeroom teacher, he accidentally saw Lisa's transfer file. The name he hadn't seen in years stirred his emotions. He immediately begged the teacher to arrange Lisa in his former seat. On the eve of the surgery, he poured all his energy into drawing maps, writing letters, recording every detail of the campus. He wanted, in this way, to protect the girl about to enter an unfamiliar environment. Upon hearing this, Lisa finally understood. The recipient was never random. Jack had always written them specifically for her. As for the reason, it was hidden in the 10th letter. Lisa rushed to the hospital rooftop indicated by the clue. Childhood memories surged back. She had been ill as a child. During her hospital stay, her cheerful personality loved playing treasure hunts with the other children on the rooftop. One day, she found a boy hiding alone in the bushes. Seeing how timid and shy he was, Lisa generously shared the treasure she had found. After that, she took him around every corner of the hospital. She acted like a seasoned guide, introducing the facilities, routes, and medical staff. She explained everything in detail, and even shared her secret rooftop with him. With Lisa's companionship, the boy gradually stopped being afraid of staying in the hospital, but his illness worsened day by day. The torment of pain was relentless, but as long as Lisa was by his side, the days didn't feel so unbearable. That night, Lisa mysteriously pulled him up to the rooftop.
뭐 하는 거야? 짠! 우와, 예쁘다. 그거 알아? 반딧불은 만나고 싶은 사람을 찾게 해준대. 진짜? 응. 그러니까 우리가 만약 헤어져도 다시 만날 수 있을 거야.
The next day, the boy learned Lisa was being discharged. He walked away without saying a word, stubbornly refusing to say goodbye to Lisa. But when he returned to his ward and saw the empty bed, bittersweet memories welled up in his heart. As he secretly wiped away his tears, he suddenly saw a piece of paper stuck under the desk. It was Lisa's handwriting. Half a year later, the boy recovered and was discharged. He finished elementary school and entered middle school, until that summer when his illness relapsed. It was at that time that he saw Lisa's transfer file, but the teacher said she would transfer after summer vacation. The boy felt both excited and disappointed. There was no chance to meet, so he began writing letters and drawing maps, noting each classmate's preferences, each teacher's habits, and the personality of every rabbit. He poured all his thoughts into it, imagining Lisa's reaction when she found the letters. During that time, he often had thoughts spinning in his mind. If only the relapse had come later, he could have gone to school together with Lisa and Tom, but then he thought he was being too pessimistic, since they could still meet if the surgery succeeded. But what if he died?
몰랐으면 하는 마음, 알았으면 하는 마음, 외로울까봐 무서운 마음. 편지를 찾았으면 좋겠다. 못 찾았으면 좋겠다. 나를 잊었으면, 나를 기억했으면, 나를 보러 왔으면.
Lisa, in the same bushes where she had first found Jack, read the final letter. Inside the envelope were 2 train tickets, direct to the city where Jack was having surgery. The next day, she and Tom boarded the train to see Jack. Their hearts were filled with unease, not knowing what awaited them at the final stop. A recovered friend reunited, or a dear one forever asleep.